Hi everyone, how are you doing? Happy Friday! So, I wanted to talk about the 3 simple steps that we can take to abundance, joy, and flow. And there has been some new members to the group, so hello to those new members. I'll just introduce myself again. So I'm Gemma, I'm an energy alignment coach, and I've been on a journey of 17 years of learning, expanding my awareness, expanding my consciousness, and my background was very much in psychology, positive psychology. So I came from a very neuroscientific background. I had a 15-year corporate career in financial services where I was a leadership coach. I was training leaders in coaching and coaching leaders in their strengths and using positive psychology in financial services. And I then went on an awakening. Oh, are we still live? Yes, we are. Good. Okay, something very strange just happened with the live. As usual, technology doesn't like me, but let's carry on. Okay, so I then had a big awakening. I overcame quite severe anxiety and did a TEDx, and then started to train in energy work, and I've had all of these lessons and awarenesses and started working with the quantum. And where I've got to, and what I wanted to share with you today is that there are, and I wanted to make this like really practical. I know you guys loved the Elevate 2-day event. It was incredible to see the shifts in there. The replay is still up in the group, and just as a reminder as well, before I talk about this, there's a huge fly joining me for the live today. It's just flown in. Yes, and before I talk about this, I also want to remind you that the Quantum Alignment certification is open for enrolment. You can apply for that now, and the early bird ends today. And that means if you sign up after today, you won't receive the bonuses, which is one of which is to have 3 quantum healing sessions with me, clearing sessions, which clear everything from your physical, mental, emotional, spiritual, all lifetimes, all timelines. I'm guided by source. I work only with source. I was on a podcast yesterday where we were talking about discernment and only working with source and the importance of that on your spiritual journey. I talked about this in Elevate. So we work directly with source, and we clear everything from you on a physical, mental, emotional, spiritual, all timelines, past lives, Akashic records, clear your finances, clear your energy. So you're going to receive 3 of those clearings as a bonus if you sign up on the early bird today. So that ends, early bird ends the end of today. So any questions, let me know. There's the opportunity to just take part and do the learning as a course, or the opportunity to become certified. And you're going to be certified to teach positive psychology to your clients. You're going to be certified to do energy clearing. I'm going to teach you how to do energy clearing yourself. So you can do it with yourself, you can do it with clients. I've just added in today, this is hot off the press, because I was up at 5:30 this morning doing some clearing on a place and some land nearby. Some stuff came up, like with some people that I know, so I was up early doing some clearing on the land. There was a lot of war trauma on the land, geopathic stress on the land, and the place itself needed clearing, and there was a lot of energy and layers of energy. So I was up at 5:30 this morning doing clearing on the land, clearing on the space. So I've decided also today I'm going to add in a section to teach you how to clear energy in spaces and on the land, so we can all start to really make that ripple effect on the world and what we're here for, and what we're here to shift and share our energy with as well. So I'm adding that in. So it's going to certify you in positive psychology. I'm going to be teaching you coaching skills as well. I'm going to have the opportunity to coach each other and be certified and signed off in that. The energy clearing as well, and shadow work, which we're going to talk about today, which is one of my 3 steps. So, okay, so the 3 steps to aligning you with abundance, joy and flow. And I want to keep this really simple, really basic, and this is based on my 17 years experience of this stuff, of my own journey to awakening, of aligning myself, and working with clients as well. There's 3 common things that come up for us. So number 1, probably not surprised to hear because I am the positive psychology queen. Number 1 is positive psychology. Now, why does positive psychology work? Why is it that it is so effective for us in our lives and in our businesses? It is because the world is not aligned to the space of positive psychology. The world and a lot of our processes and our systems and our brains are still very much in caveman mode, looking for threats, looking at what's wrong with this thing, how do I fix it, right? Like even with our clients, it's how do we find out our clients' problems and solve them? Like everything is all about how do we look at what's wrong. You know, the medical model in the world. Let's find out what's wrong and let's fix it. Positive psychology spins this all on its head and says what's right with people. What do we enjoy doing? How do we foster positive environments, positive emotions? And this just shifts us on a neuroscientific level and on a vibrational level. So there's 2 parts to this. Firstly, we increase our levels of positive emotion. So we shut down the fight or flight response in the brain and we fuel up all the areas of creativity, productivity, so we get more stuff done. Like we literally get more stuff done. I remember when I was working in corporate, one of the leaders said to me, like, tell me about time management. Like, what can I do to better manage my time? And I said, I'm not going to send you on a time management course. Just start to apply positive psychology principles into your life and see what happens. And we do genuinely get more stuff done in less time. But it's not in this pushy, kind of rushy, hustle way. It's just that we're expanding our brain capacity to do these things, okay? So it works on a real neuroscientific level. I can be a real brain geek at times. And it works on an energetic level because we are raising our vibration. We're choosing that next best feel-good emotion. So we're raising our vibration. Even more powerful if we are getting into our big mission and our big vision and we're feeling all of those feelings, because then we are working with the quantum and we are working directly with the feelings of our future selves. So we are stepping into that space. But we're actually shifting on to that vibrational frequency of that version of us. Okay, because who doesn't want to feel more joyful? Who doesn't want to feel more abundant? Who doesn't want to feel more in flow? So positive psychology is a really great, I call it a brain hack, but it's not really a hack, like it's quite a sustainable way to create that change and step towards that space of working towards that big dream, that mission, that vision that you've got. Okay, so some simple ways to bring positive psychology into your life. One of the easiest ways to do this is through gratitude. So every day, writing down 3 things that you're grateful for. You might want to share this. So I had someone who was recently on quantum alignment who learnt this and implemented this with their family. So every time they would sit down at dinner time and everyone in the family would share their 3 gratitudes. So, you know, you can do this with others around you, but finding ways to bring gratitude into your life. I'll sometimes do this if I'm stuck in traffic and if I start to feel a bit stressed or something like bothers me throughout the day, I'll make myself think of 20 things that I'm grateful for, and it completely shifts my state. It shifts my vibration back to that space. So this is stuff that I've all done research on as well, which I talk about in my TEDx. I had a group of 180 people who took part in my research to see how positive psychology and mindfulness could shift them, and the results were groundbreaking. It was statistically significant. There was a 15.3% average increase in the well-being, the happiness, the motivation of the group. To see more on this and to see the data around that, have a little look at my TEDx. So yeah, so bringing gratitude in is one of the best ways to do this. And just think about ways throughout your day that you can bring more positive emotion in, and that you can look at what's working for you. Like, so many times we so naturally gravitate towards what isn't working, but what is working for you, and building on that. What are your strengths? What are your superpowers? This is what we're going to be doing in quantum alignment, connecting you into your superpower strengths, because yours are different to mine. And I'm not here to tell you what to do. I'm not here to show you a step-by-step process, but I'm here to hold that space for you to find your own superpowers, for you to find your own gifts, for you to tune into that own inner knowing. So that's what we're going to be doing in the 12 weeks through quantum alignment. I'm going to be holding space for you to move through that journey. Okay? So, gratitude, finding ways throughout the day to say, how am I choosing the next best feeling right now, the next best positive emotion right now. And we can also think about this in terms of our workspaces as well, like plants, things that raise our vibration, things that make us feel good. And that's also been proven. Barbara Fredrickson did a study on this, and showed that when we create, we foster positive environments, we foster a place for creativity. Okay, so that's number one step, is positive psychology. So if you don't currently have any positive psychology in your life, if you start to implement that, you are going to see dramatic shifts. This changed my life. I am like right up there on the high sensitivity scale. And when I went to London to study positive psychology, I was in central London and I felt the most peaceful I've ever felt. And it's because I was deep within the research of positive psychology, applying that every single day on that course. And I remember going back to my hotel room the first night and just crying my eyes out, because it just gave me this feeling of life can be different. It was like, life doesn't have to be this way. You don't have to have this anxiety. Like, you can leave this company and run your business. Like, all this stuff was just dropping in. It was like, oh my God, I had not seen there was a way forward before this. And it was just, it was just a really emotional time. So, so number one is positive psychology. Okay, number two, let's flip this on its head. Number two, which I'm wearing black especially for today, is shadow work. I am a shadow work queen. People always come to me. I've been asked to speak at a global summit recently, and they've said, can you please speak about shadow work? We love you talking about shadow work. So shadow work is where we experience negative emotions or triggers. And shadows are things that, and we go deep into this in Elevate. So as I said, the replay is still up, so go check that out. Shadows are things that we have pushed down, usually things between ages of 0 to 7, when we're told like this is too much, the dogs are getting involved and they've got loads to say on shadow work. So this, these are things that we're told we're too much, we're too selfish, we're too much this, we mustn't do this. I mean, me and my sister, we were given £1 coins from a lady in a cafe when we were really little, because she said, you are the most well-behaved children in this cafe, and she gave us £1 coin. So that like embedded a belief that like, if I'm quiet and if I don't speak up and I'm a good girl, I get rewarded and I get money for that. So you can just imagine what kind of beliefs were implemented in there that I had to kind of rejig. So some things to look out for. As I said, I'm going to make this practical. Some things to look out for in terms of shadow work are you getting triggered by a situation? Like, are you getting a strong emotional reaction to something? If you are, well done, that's incredible, because as weird as that sounds, that is the window into your shadows. So you can use that trigger and go, why am I feeling this way? But also, why might I desire this? And you might be thinking, I don't desire this. But trust me, on some level you do, otherwise you wouldn't have it. Okay, so negative things or like negative emotional reactions, repeating patterns, on some level they're showing you a wound. They're showing you a wound, something in your subconscious mind on a mind level, and something energetically in your aura that is attracting that situation into you to show you where your wounds are. So the first thing with shadow work would be looking at why you might desire that thing. Okay, so let's say you're trying to think of a random example off the top of my head. You want to attract 20 clients into your course or program. Okay, and consciously you want to do that. So consciously you're doing everything you can to do that, but it's not happening, it's not working, or you're sabotaging yourself. And you said you were going to go live, like let's say I said I was going to go live today, but I didn't go live, I went and did something else. So this usually shows that on some level your body feels like it is unsafe and your nervous system has not regulated to that manifestation that you're trying to create. Okay, and this is why looking at our shadows can help us. So if you looked at that situation and you said, okay, well, consciously you desire 20 clients, but for some reason, subconsciously, you desire 0. Why might that be? Okay, and you can play with this. Like, I've had real fun with this. Like, oh, well, maybe if this happens, this, or maybe like this. Your body on some level feels like it's safer. If you're not manifesting what you want, if you don't have what you want in your reality right now, then you're putting out the frequency of the opposite. Okay, so dig deep. Why might I desire this? Why is it not safe? And by doing that, we shed a light, we shine a light on that shadow, and we let it come to the surface. Another way shadows comes up for us is through mirrors. So repeating patterns of certain relationships that come in. So for example, I had like loads of narcissists that kept being like attracted into my world, and that was to show me the gifts in them that were within me. So if you're having this, if you're having like narcissistic people being shown to you, or a certain type of person, or a repeating pattern, or certain types of relationships, this is all showing you something within you, and they are shining a light on parts of you that are in your shadow self. So for example, let's say someone's really narcissistic, there may be things within you that have, you've been told you mustn't be selfish, you mustn't have boundaries, you mustn't be too strong or too powerful or too passionate or speak your truth. The narcissist is like a 10 out of 10 in that space of ego. This is showing you maybe you want like a 1 or 2 out of 10, and you need to like embody those gifts of what that narcissist is showing you. And every single time I have done this, every single time a client has done this, the narcissist leaves. Every time. They have a shift, something happens, they have this incredible shift, they start to attract what they want, and the narcissist leaves because it stops showing you that pattern, because you're no longer attracting it, it's no longer in your vibrational field. Okay, so keeping it practical, I have to keep bringing myself back, keeping it practical for you. If you are not manifesting what you want, look at why that is. Why do you desire that opposite thing? And you can even get super kinky with this. So this is the work of Carolyn Elliott. You can be like, why is that really, like, why does that really feel good? Why is that a kink for me? Like, why does that feel so good? Why does it feel so sexy to be like so poor? Like, just as an example. So you can go like really deep into this, you can have real fun with this, because all you're doing is shining light on that thing. It doesn't mean that by paying attention to it you're going to manifest it. We know that is not how the law of attraction works, because we're already manifesting it on a subconscious level. It's already in our energy. So by shining that light on it, we can alchemize it, we can bring it out. And I teach this whole process in quantum alignment. You're going to go through all of this. And this also helps, which leads me on to number 3. When we do shadow work, it helps us with energy clearing, because we're not picking up as much energy. Because if we've got something in our energy signature that is a wound, is a childhood wound, that is a shadow, that is a trauma, not only is that going to attract people and situations, that is going to attract energy, that is going to attract entities into your space. So you're going to have to clear yourself a lot more. I found when I first was clearing myself and doing my true quantum healing on myself, that I'd also taken on vows in past lives that I was here to take on everyone's shit, to take on everyone's trauma, and it was playing out as this toxic empathy. And once I cleared that off me, that was gone, but I also had to deal with the shadow side of that, the shadows that were occurring, and look deep and shine light on those shadows, on why that was happening. And that stopped me having so much energy attack. So yes, I still pick up energy, yes, I still seem to be, you know, called into certain places to heal the land, to heal certain people and buildings and things like that, but it's not so dark. It's not, you know, I used to be like waking up in the night, 3 a.m. every night, energy coming in my dreams, fighting in my sleep, but a lot of that has now stopped because I've looked at those core wounds, I've looked at those shadows as well, and plus now I have all the tools. So I'm going to be teaching you all these tools in quantum alignment as well, so you can do this for yourself, you can do this for clients, okay? I'm here to help others. I don't want you to need me. I want you to be empowered to do all of this yourself, okay? So I'm going to take you through it. I'm going to take you through it step by step, and then you're going to be certified and trained in how to do this all yourself, okay? So energy clearing, which I've just mentioned, this is number 3, that awareness that everything is energy. It really is that simple. And I was talking on a podcast yesterday about spiritual awakening, and I wish I could go back to that version of myself who awakened, was looking for answers and was connecting to beings, and just say to her, only connect to source, and everything is energy. Think about what you're picking up. Be really discerning. Discernment would be the word that I would give to her, because, you know, I went and trained in different modalities. I gave my power away to other people, to other people's modalities, to other people's techniques, to other people who I put on a pedestal and thought they're more experienced than me, like they're more spiritual than me, so I have to listen to them over my inner truth, and I really disempowered myself. Whereas if I'd have started with that awareness that everything with it was energy, so I had a one-to-one client recently, and we just started with energy clearing, shadow work, and her gifts dropped in. She became a clear channel, and she channeled what her gifts were on here on this planet, what she's here to do, how she's here to help others. But how many of us start with our gifts and try and like work out who to connect to, who's my teacher, who do I need to connect to, you know, connecting to or everything and anyone, and then find out we've picked up loads of attachments and find out that actually we're feeling quite rubbish and disempowered because we've given our power away to someone else. So yeah, if I want to say be discerning and just know that you need to clear energy. So if you're not, so some real basic things here, my energy clearing meditation is completely free. You can have a copy of that. If you're like the basics, clear your energy every day, every morning. Like when you wake up, you might pick up stuff in your sleep, clear your energy. If you go out, if you're around people, clear your energy. Before you see a client, clear your energy. After you see a client, clear your energy. Because the message that I received and channeled was that I'm here to transmute. I'm here to transmute that energy. And as much as I try and protect myself, so yes, I need to absolutely have boundaries and work on my core triggers and wounds so I'm not picking up so much, but to an extent it's going to come in and it needs to clear through, okay? So that is a responsibility. That is basic energy hygiene. So clearing your energy, and we can, you know, we can go further with this, and we can talk about the different energies that we can pick up on and where they come from, and, you know, past lives and entities. And, you know, I've experienced very intense psychic attacks, so if anyone wants to know more about that and how I overcame that, and how that led to the work that I do now, feel free to ask me. I'm happy to share my story on that. So yeah, just clearing your energy, literally just having that awareness, everything is energy. And one more final thing, actually, I would just add to that, is body truth. And this is something I get asked a lot. How do I know if the energy is mine or if it isn't? How do I know if what I'm feeling is mine or if it's someone else's? Body truth it. So think about a time that you have made a decision that was the right one. So I think back to applying for TEDx, and when I got that email through saying I'd made it through, my whole body my whole body expanded and the energy rose up my body. And that was my yes. Okay, when you think back to a situation where you made a decision and it was the wrong decision, you'll probably get a contraction. Okay, so we can use this expansion and contraction, or if you find that hard to tune into, use a pendulum. Okay, you can ask the pendulum, pendulum show me yes, pendulum show me no. Okay, and then you can even use that to check your body truth and say, okay, pendulum says that, how do I feel? What's showing up for me in my body? Okay, if you don't have a pendulum, flip a coin, like anything that will give you a yes or no answer. And this body truth is going to see you through, and we can use this body truth for anything. So I use this when I'm clearing certain entities. So I'll be like, right, body truth, do we need to clear? I did this in Elevate. You'll see me doing this in Elevate. Body truth, do we need to clear this type of energy? Do we need to clear this type of energy? Do we need to clear this type of energy? Okay, and I'll get that expanded for yes, contracted for no. And I'm going to be teaching you this in the Quantum Alignment certification as well. We're going to be going deeply into understanding your body truth, and you're also going to be creating your own clearing statements and creating your own authentic way that you clear energy and that you use with your clients as well. Okay, so those are my 3 steps. If anyone has any questions or anything you want me to expand on, let me know. So, positive psychology, getting those joyful habits into your life, raising your vibration. That could even be just dancing. Number 2, shadow work, going deep into the shadows, because we love a bit of kinky shadow work around these parts. My clients love shadow work. And then thirdly, energy clearing. Everything is energy. We just need to clear it. That is simply it. So if this resonates, early bird ends today for the Quantum Alignment certification. There are 3 options that you can join me in. You can join me self-led and just do it as a course. You can join us on the certification. There is an amazing group for you to join in with and receive that certification, which is going to certify you in using positive psychology, coaching tools, energy clearing, coaching, and you're going to go through that accreditation process with me as part of that certification. You can also join VIP and get Voxer support as well. The Voxer support has been really popular because, you know, I can review stuff for you. You can send me your journal notes. I can send you journal prompts. I can send you shadow work prompts as we go along. That's been really popular. So if you would like a little bit more support, then we can do that option as well. And there's also payment plans available. And if you'd like to do self-led and you'd then like to upgrade to a certification at a later point, I've done this with programs before. I thought I'll go in self-led. Then I thought, wow, this is actually like super, super magical. I want to get more involved in this. And I did that. So that was something that worked for me before. So I wanted to offer that option too. So I will pop the link below. Any questions, just let me know. Have a wonderful Friday, have a wonderful weekend, and sending you all lots of love.